What's up, you guys? It's Layla Lynn, and I'm back with another video. In this video, we're going to be discussing the unfortunate unaliving of rapper T Hood, Tevin Hood. So, if that type of content bothers you, content where we analyze a diagram of someone's autopsy, then feel free to click off this video, go to my channel, and watch another one of my videos. All right, you guys. So TMZ is reporting that T Hood was killed in brutal fashion. He was shot multiple times, at least once in the back. And according to Gwinnett County Medical Examiner's report, T Hood suffered gunshot wounds to the back, the abdomen, the butt, and lower right and left thighs. And so what we're going to do is go through each one of these, because if you look at the diagram, you can see the entry point and the exit point. So you can kind of get an idea of the positioning of both people. And that can kind of tell us if this was self-defense or not. Now, the report on the medical examiner's report, it says that Tevin Hood pulled a gun during a heated argument with two other people inside his Georgia home. So that leads me to believe that they've recovered that gun. If it's on the medical examiner's report, that's what it leads me to believe, that they've recovered that gun and it is confirmed that he pulled a gun on someone. They go on to say, but someone opened fire in self-defense, unaliving the rapper on August 8th. So I will start by saying this. The fact that the medical examiner's report says self-defense makes me think that Kai Frost has a good chance of like really claiming self-defense and really getting off, even though the bullet wounds do look like Tevin Hood was running away. So let's go ahead and break down the entry and exit points for the bullet wounds. But keep in mind, you see how they're labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Keep in mind, we don't know what order each bullet entered the body. We don't know the order, so you can pretty much ignore, like, number 1 doesn't mean it was the first shot. Number 2 doesn't mean it was the second. From me looking at it, and I also put this through AI to analyze the image, it actually looks like number 3 would have been the first shot. You see where it says 3E? The E is for entry. The ones that say EX are exit wounds. So you see 3E, that is in the lower abdomen. That's where it entered. And you can see that it didn't actually exit. There's no 3EX in the entire diagram. And so what you see, the other number 3, it's pointing to where they found fragments of that bullet. So it didn't actually leave his body. They discovered fragments right there in his abdomen. And so the fragments, it looks like they're slightly higher than the entry point. But the most important part to remember about this particular wound is that it's front facing. So it looks like him and Kai were facing each other at some point. And then what it looks like, judging from the height of these wounds, it looks like Tevin turned around to like maybe run away and Kai kept shooting. Because, for example, if you take 2E, the back of the thigh, and 1E, the back of the other thigh, you see those are down low. It's the back of the thigh where they entered. But if you look at what would be the exit point for 2 on the left side diagram in the front, you can see again, this is where they found fragments of that bullet. And so it never actually exited, but there are fragments there in his abdomen, and the fragments are higher than the entry point. And so what it seems like is a person running away, and as they're running away, like they're crouching down. And so that's why the bullet would enter through the back of the thigh, travel through the body, and almost exit through the abdomen, because they're falling down, basically. Same thing if you go for 1E, the other bullet that's in the back of the thigh, the exit point is the hip. So the exit point is again higher. It's on the front. The body diagram to the left, you see 1EX, and you can see that's higher than the entry point. So again, it supports the theory that this person is like falling as they're running. And keep in mind, this person at this point has been shot multiple times. So they're falling as they're running, from what I can tell. This is all, conjecture. All right. And so the next bullet wound we have would be 5E, where he got shot in the butt. And it came out. You see where his like lower spine would be, you see 5EX. And so to me, this still looks like someone that's falling over for it to enter through his butt and come out like right at his spine, it just looks like someone like bending over. Y'all leave a comment, let me know what y'all think, but it looks like someone that's bending over, they're falling over. Now, the last shot, which is likely the fatal shot, is the one through the shoulder blade. It goes through his shoulder blade, likely, it may have gone through his heart, but likely through his lungs, and it exit his back. So he was shot in the back through his shoulder blade, but then it also exited his back. So if there was one shooter, it would look like to me that this person, the shooter, they shot him face to face, and then Tevin Hood turned around to run. They kept shooting him in his lower thighs and in his butt. But somehow, if this is the same shooter, somehow they came around him, like came around him on the left side and shot through his back, which traveled through his lungs. And that was likely the fatal shot. Now, when this first came out, when this news was first released, they were saying that both of the brothers were firing their gun. And in my opinion, judging by this diagram, that's also possible because it looks like one person was shooting low, but then that fatal shot looks like someone came in high. Like that shot is totally different from the others. The others are all almost like right at like below the belt, like at belt level and below as far as entry point. But that's the only one that has that high entry point. And so either Kai moved around him, like as he fell, he moved around him and shot through his back, or it was a second shooter. And so I don't know which way this is going to go legally as far as Kai claiming self-defense, because they say once a person turns their back, they're no longer a threat. But to me in real life, I don't think that's true, because I feel like if someone pulls a gun on you and then you pull a gun on them and shoot them, they could turn around and run away, but then turn back around. In my opinion, they could turn back around. So to me, it still could be self-defense, especially knowing that this person is a very violent person and knowing that this person is high off of some type of drug. According to people who knew him, he was doing some new type of drug and was high when all of this happened. So I don't know if Kai is going to get off or not. Y'all leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Looking at the diagram, do you think it was self-defense? Do you think, being that most of the entry wounds are from the back, do you think that makes the self-defense null and void? Let me know what you think. As always, thanks for watching.